Welcome to the Jedi Ranger. I'm JohnBerry555, and today I thought I would take a look at an old 1980 science fiction war film. You probably read the title, so you know I'm going to be talking about The Final Countdown. So this film was released in 1980. It was directed by Don Taylor, and, well, let's just say it's pretty much just a pro-military film, and it's not much of a sci-fi film. But before I get into that, the basic plot is that in 1980, the aircraft USS Nimitz, which is a real aircraft carrier, and they actually filmed on the Nimitz, takes on board a civilian observer, and then something weird happens. A weird kind of storm, then it calms down. They have no more contact with anyone else. They don't know where they are. They know where they are, but they have no idea what happened. Did war break out? What's going on? Eventually, they figure out they were in 1941, the day before the Japanese attack on Pearl Harbor. And they have to decide what they're going to do. Are they going to prevent the attack? Are they going to assist in the defense of Pearl Harbor? Are they just going to stay out of everything? And then, basically, so they decide they're going to not prevent the attack, but help defend. But then the storm comes back, and they can't outrun it, and they're sent back to the future. I can't believe I threw that in there, not even intending to do that. But one of the members, what's the character's name? I should have looked. Commander Owens ends up getting left behind. They think they don't know what happened to him. But they know he's not there anymore. I'm going to get into all this later. And then turns out that the civilian observer's boss was Commander Owens and the company, because Commander Owens, he got left in the past. So what did he do? Starts a company, I guess. That ends up contracting with the DoD a lot. But also, too, during all of this, he meets the person that he eventually marries. So, love story, that's not that much of a love story, but I could see coming that pretty easy that some characters are going to be left in the past and there's going to be some kind of predestination paradox. And that's pretty much what this is. So yeah, like I said, the film is not much of a film, in my opinion. Its story is interesting, but it does not execute on it. Most of the film is, hey, let's get some cool shots of the USS Nimitz, and let's show the military in a positive light. And that's ultimately what this film does. The leadership, the captain of the Nimitz, they're depicted as thoughtful, as trying to understand the situation, but still wanting to uphold their honor and perform their duties. They may be now in 1941, but you know what? They still saw enough to defend the United States. And that's what they're going to do. They're not going to use their knowledge of the future to assist in said defense, more or less. They kind of do, obviously. But they're also not going to actively seek to preserve the timeline, because doing so would not be defending the United States in its current interest. So there's some interesting ideas there, but it's never really executed on. And the time travel storm prevents any actual changes to the timeline occurring, because the entire film is a predestination paradox, and ultimately pro-military. So yeah, I wouldn't call it a amazing film or profound film. It's really a 1980 sci-fi action film that has some cool shots of military aircraft in use. In fact, I'm not the only person who thought this. If you go back to reviews of this film, you'll see it. In fact, the notable film critic Roger Ebert said that, quote, logic doesn't matter like in a Star Wars-like movie, unquote. Which, yeah, the Star Wars definitely has more logic, I think, than this. I should know. I love Star Wars. I really do analyze it. Though certain times, you don't get a lot of logic. It has its own logic, if that makes sense. But anyhow, he then goes on to say, quote, unfortunately, the movie makes such a mess of it that the biggest element of interest is the aircraft carrier itself, unquote. In all honesty, yeah, I kind of agree with it. There's many scenes that are just operations on the aircraft carrier, and it's like, okay, this is neat and all, but where's the story? How is this contributing to the story itself? And the thing is, it doesn't. The story is lacking. There's a lot of intriguing elements in here, but they just don't engage with those elements and develop something with it. So I kind of wish this film almost would be remade with an actual story. Maybe I'll do it. Probably not, but I could do it. But essentially this film was done to make the military look good, to make the US Navy look good. And I don't know if they succeeded. I don't know if it was like Top Gun and saw a boost in Navy recruitment. But the point being is that, yeah, this film is not much of an actual film, more of Navy propaganda with a sci-fi coating on top. That's really about it, and there's not too much more to say about this film. Did I like watching it? Yes. Did I like seeing some pretty cool military hardware in action? Yeah. But was it a good story? Potentially. But they didn't tell a story. Not a good not a fulfilling story, just like the bones of a story. And I think that's this film's biggest problem. It has the bones of something good. It has some really good action shots, some really good moments. It has some really good potential. Just it never came together to make an interesting film that told a worthwhile story. But that's what I got to say on this film. What are your thoughts? I would love to hear them in the comment section down below. Thank you for watching my video. I do hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please be sure to give this video a like and share. Also, consider subscribing to my channel to stay up to date on all my latest content. In the meantime, thank you for watching, and as always, have a good day, a good night, wherever you are. May the force be with you, always.